And we're live, and we're here. What's going on?
Hey, what's happening?
Um, so once again, the girls couldn't have a Jamie time tonight,
Aw,
and a bunch of people had asked if I was going to do one. So I said, "Okay, I'll do another one."
Right.
I have no
Well,
problem.
Mikey's just a good guy like that, you know,
No.
spreading the love around, giving everybody an opportunity to hang out and shoot the breeze. Good
right.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been up north all summer because we're looking at houses on the weekends and all that bullshit. So it's easier because if I was up north, you know,
Right.
I'd only be able to do the Friday night one. So, but so let me tell you what happened to me today.
Do tell.
So I worked approximately 69, 70 hours last week, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And last night, after the chat, I went to bed. And I woke up somewhere in the vicinity of, I don't know, noon. And then proceeded to travel back to bed, and I get up around 5. And I really didn't start moving and start, until around 6:37.
The body needs that rest, brother.
Yeah, it's just to my wife. I'm like, hello. She says, are you gonna get? I says, hey. Of course, then because I slept so long, it felt like the worst hangover of your life.
Right.
Yep.
My head's pounding. And I'm
Well,
like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
A little bit of ass dragging.
Oh, a lot of
Oh,
bit of
yeah.
that. And I'm like, oh. So, but a little while back, I went down to Dunkin's and grabbed an iced coffee for myself, one for the girls, and so I don't know, cool out or something for the little one. And I felt a little bit better. So, but I was surprised. I haven't slept that long in forever.
Right.
But like you just said, Stump, it's probably my body saying, "Hey, listen."
Oh, yeah.
But
I
anyway,
remember doing that stuff for a long time, man. 60, 70, 70 plus hours a week. And you have to do that Monday through Friday. And Saturday, your body's like, hey, guess what, dude? You ain't going to move for about 12, 14 hours.
Right.
yeah, I know I was out of it.
Yep.
Out of it. Then I went from hot to cold, hot to cold, hot to cold. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I'm laying down. I got a ceiling fan above my bed. And I'm yelling to the wife because, I ain't getting up to do it. And she worked 11 to 7 last night, so she was trying to sleep, I'm like, shut this fan off, will you? She goes, you cold, honey? I'm like, I'm frozen. Look at me. I'm shaking. I'm so cold. Fucking hour later. Gina, what? Turn that thing on. Wait, Michael.
So I wonder if she didn't get up and throw a blanket at you and say, damn it, use this.
Well, see, I felt bad, but I'm surprised she didn't, take one of the many knives that are laying around here and just put one right through my chest. But
Right on. Hey, Mike, can I interrupt a minute?
please do.
A young lady just popped into the outside chat. Miss
Okay, hang on.
Shalisa Shell.
I'm sorry, what's her name?
Her name is Shalisa Shell.
Hi, Shalisa Shell.
Her freaking channel rocks. If this girl can't put a smile on your face, you might as well roll over and bury yourself in a grave.
All right, so just so I won't pronounce it wrong, pronounce this young lady's name again, please.
Shalisa.
Shalisa, welcome. Nice to
on.
have you. And you have an extra subscriber because if Steve says you're good, that means you're good. So I don't even have to Let me hit the little bell. That way they all get notifications when you do a video.
Right on. Yeah, we just did a little trade. She's a Michigan gal.
Oh, really? Michigan.
And she's like a fatwood connoisseur. Every time she goes out,
Really?
she comes back with an armload. I don't know how she does it. But anyhow, we just made a little trade. And she sent me one of those white boxes of fatwood.
Yep.
It's just about round. It's so stuffed full.
Nice.
Now, I have a silly question on the fatwood now that I have you and Shalisa.
Well, hang on. Before you get to that, Mike, if you don't mind, please. Steve, I don't have the luxury of the external with the phone.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
And my spelling sucks. So could you spell that out?
2 words. SHLISA. Shell.
Thank
That's
you.
shell as in the oyster shell, not shell as in.
Right.
Right.
Well, welcome, Shalisa.
Right on. Thank you for your recommendation. And young lady, I will be checking your channel out and more than likely subscribing to it since Steve said you're cool as soon as this shindig gets over.
I'll tell you what, the young lady is very, I just forgot the word, inspirational.
Sweet.
Like the gas station, right on.
Oh,
Right on.
yeah, did I forget to say funny as hell?
You guys can share this chat. That'd be awesome.
Shell like the gas
So-
station. I definitely know that one with my truck.
Right?
So I have a question for Shalisa and or Steve or anybody else that might want to answer it. Fatwood. I think I did a video VR I did for Massachusetts Prepper. I took the back end of the spine of the knife and I shaved it off.
Mm-hmm.
Is it, because I haven't tried it. So my question is that if I take my Mora, because, you know, the chop is all hell. Anywho, if I take my Mora and I slice off a piece of fatwood as thin as I can, do I have to scrape it?
No.
Or is that, as I like to call it, nature's gasoline? Does that work?
Oh, that will definitely catch a flame, long as it's nice and thin, and it's good quality fatwood with lots of resin in it.
Right.
Yep.
Little shavings, it doesn't have to be dust. Those little shit, like you can make a feather stick and it'll catch a spark.
Yep.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Because I'm like, well, you can make feather sticks and they'll catch a spark. So I'm wondering if you sort of kind of made a feather stick out of
Yeah, and you ain't got to get crazy feathering that piece of fat wood to make a feather stick out of it. You just get a couple, 2 or 3 little curls to show up on it.
Yep.
Get a spark to land there, and poof.
Because I got some fat wood, and like I said, I made some Maya dust with it, and that's why I love calling it nature's gasoline, because it's just,
Right on.
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know what it is with my area. I just ain't found the honey hole yet.
Well, that and the pines that have the what is it? Is it a white pine?
I know
Yeah.
white pine in my area are like the best.
No, but I mean, not so much for fatwood, but for sap. Is it the ball? Which pine is it that it actually has the bubbles of sap on the bark?
Yeah.
And if you poke the edge of that with a knife,
But
that's, you can use the sap for, anything. You can use it to start a fire. You can use it for, if you get a small cut, you can use it for a bunch of shit.
chewing gum.
I don't know if I go that far.
Actually,
You can, but
no, the sweet gum tree is where you get your chewing gum.
Oh, right.
well, yeah, that and the spruce. You can do it with a spruce too, getting your
Yeah.
chewing gum. But I don't know if I do that.
No.
You know what I mean? So, but I can remember being bored as all hell, sitting there hunting up in Maine, and It's funny the things like you think about sitting there doing nothing, right? And I look over and there's this burl about friggin' 20 something feet in the air. But it's like this big. You know, I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm getting that thing. You know. And like I said, I don't know what kind of pines they are, but then you get the pines with the set, and I walk over to it, and I'm like, oh, let's play, you know. And I'm like, oh, the things they're doing on board is unreal,
Right.
you know. But anywho, I sent a bunch of links out. I haven't seen Driver, so if somebody knows,
The last word I heard from him, he had an emergency call for a power plant, I think.
oh really?
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. Yeah. All right, so he's not around. Let me
She actually does a little live stream too. I believe it's called Fatwood Anonymous.
really?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's for fatwood addicts around the country.
That's nothing wrong with that. That's freaking cool.
Right. And
But it's cool going out in the woods and getting it. It's cool because now you're getting out. You know what I mean? And I don't
Right.
know. That's me.
Right on.
you know, Mike, you mentioned something about burl, and I dropped out there for a second just to go grab this out of the box to show Steve. It'll be headed your way soon. This is that big old piece of white oak burl I was telling you about.
Oh, nice. Dude, that's a hunk of artwork.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know if any of it'll
Oh, that's nice.
graining.
That's
Make a
crazy.
salad bowl out of that one.
Green.
And like I say, it's already fairly well dried out. It's been sitting out there for a few years.
Right. Cool.
So just
I
to give you an
bet
idea. Just to give you an idea what you're expecting to
Nice.
show up there. And as you can tell, I mean, you know, it's not exactly a tiny little thing.
Right.
No, that's freaking huge. That is freaking huge.
Oh, I'm sure there's some knife handles in there.
I would really and truly wish there was a way to get it in a lathe just right. I mean, it'd be massive overkill, but Mike's gonna know what I'm talking about. That shape, dude, that'd make one hell of a shifter for the damn truck at work, right? Hell yeah. Well, hello, young lady.
Hello.
There she is.
Welcome.
I'm not echoing, am I?
What's that?
I'm not echoing, am I? Am I good?
Nope. You're fine.
Nah, good as gold, but
Thanks for letting me in.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, now don't
I just-
screw it up.
I normally don't go out in the outside chat unless somebody tells me to. So, and I just kind of flicked over and I saw it. So welcome, and it's nice to meet you, and looking forward to watching your videos.
Thanks.
Um,
You too.
but so that's cool. So you're a fatwood connoisseur.
Yeah.
See,
More
that's
like an
awesome.
addict.
Addict. Okay. So this could be Fatwood Anonymous.
Call me the Fatwood Queen, but I'm not sure I like that name or not.
Right.
I can see that having multiple meanings.
Yeah, I got the stuff all over the place.
Oh,
No, you
shit.
know what's weird is some of it, right? It's nice and like purplish, reddish, and all that. And then sometimes you only get like half. Here, let me click on you for a minute, and you can show that again. So then sometimes it's, you know what I mean? If you want to hold up that piece you just had. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, see how dark it is there?
Right.
See, now sometimes the pieces I get right aren't as, I mean, it still works, you know. They're just not as deep, as dark, you know. So that's cool.
Coins.
Oh, you put them into, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I got that Fat Wooders Anonymous meeting, so everybody needs their tokens.
Right.
Hell yeah.
No, that's so
No shit.
no shit. Right? Hey HRM, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. No, but it's just. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask. And here's another thing I was told about the fatwood. I didn't know you can get it out of the roots too.
Oh yeah.
A buddy of mine, you guys might know him, Wyndham Woodcraft. He did a video, and there was a tree, you know, tipped over, and he took a root. It's just amazing that it doesn't matter. It can be the roots. You know, it's just amazing.
Right.
You know.
Well, Mike, you got to remember, man, it's a gravity thing. All the sap's going to end up going down. You know, that's why.
Right.
You know, usually, you know, a tree that's done croaked or fell over, or whatever, you know, toward the base of it. That's where you're going to find, you know, large volumes.
Yep.
Like you just say, you know, the root. I've never thought about checking it myself, but yeah, it does make perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, and it's and they've been using it for thousands of years.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I just find it. This stuff's always interested me.
Right. It's weird. I've camped, hunted, and fished my whole life, and never heard or even thought about fatwood until I got on YouTube.
Me too.
Right.
And
It's weird though, isn't it? You know, you would thought it just as a kid, you know, busting through the woods and doing everything out, camping everywhere. You know, and I used to have just a regular A-frame GI Joe friggin' dumbass little one-man tent, you know, up north, and you know, we'd say, you know, Mom, I'm sleeping out. Okay, go. You know, and we go sleep out, and we leave at like 3 PM. You know. And, you know, we're still on our property. It's about 80 acres, 70 acres of land up there. I mean, we're still on our property, but we go trudging. We go into the farm that abutted our property. And the stuff that we would get into, and we never looked into it. You know what I'm saying? We get into it, but we never looked into it.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't call it bushcraft. We called it playing in the woods.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, for me growing up, it was just called being a kid. I mean, we're already in the damn woods.
Yeah. Our big thing when we were kids, we used to go around as a group and we tried to live off the land. So
Yep.
making all kinds of tree bark forts and all kinds of junk like that. And then we'd sneak and raid Mom and Dad's garden and steal some carrots in the middle of the night.
Yeah. No, it's what we used
Blame
to
it
do.
on the damn rabbits and shit.
Right? Those darn rabbits.
Damn.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I have
So-
a red cedar root right here. That's from a root.
Freaking
And-
cool.
Red cedar you can't really see because I haven't cut into it in a while, but it smells so pretty, and that's from a root.
Oh, I love cedar.
Hell yeah.
I got some big old logs of it out in the
Oh, yeah.
drying out.
That's awesome.
Makes for good incense in the house.
It does. I was going to say that makes for great incense in the house.
Keep your underwear drawer fresh.
That and chaga does too. You can use chaga as an incense.
I got some of that. I didn't think of using that for incense.
Yep, you can try it. Some people have.
You know,
Doesn't smell that bad either.
I think I found one little piece, and it was a little tiny piece. I didn't want to harvest it.
Yeah, you know, it's I get mad. I watch some of these videos, and people will go in and they'll take 2 5-gallon buckets or 2 huge, big bags. It's like, you don't need that. You won't go through that much chaga in a friggin' You know what I mean?
A lifetime, unless they're selling it, which,
You
you
know.
know, shame on you.
Just take what you need. That's my philosophy anyway.
And I said, we don't have that stuff down here. You know, you need to fire in a hurry. You go to your local cedar tree, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you guys take the bark off and
Mm-hmm. Don't
gotcha.
take no time at all to get you a good bird nest, a little piece of charred whatever out of your tin, flint and steel, and go for it. 20, 30 seconds, you got a fire.
Right on. Of course, when it's, you know, 112 degrees out down there, it's almost spontaneous combustion.
Exactly.
It's true too.
You get a cotton ball in your palms and rub your palms together and poof.
You got to remember, we did come up with gun cotton down here in the south.
Right. I got to make some of that. I seen video of the how-tos. It's pretty damn simple.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized something.
What's that?
Haha, Stump, you're the only southerner.
Ah,
Hey, it ain't no problem.
Haha. Let me do a little, see who's been in here and who hasn't been in here. And
As far as being a southerner, you know, I ain't got no problem hanging out with you Yankee folks.
I'm not Yankee. I'm just from the north.
Dude, you're above the South Carolina, North Carolina border. You're a Yankee to me.
by the way, Shalisa, I'm sorry. The big furry guy is Stump.
How do you do, ma'am?
Running the show is Mike DeLucia.
Peace.
Yeah, that'd be the Chrome Dome.
Yep.
Mike, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
It's a pleasure to meet you, young lady.
Thank you.
On here, we talk about anything from anything. It's just, you know,
Yep.
we'll go one spectrum to the next. It's just how it goes.
Boredom talk.
Right?
Yeah, it's either
I
that,
know
whatever.
Just bored.
Just bored. And well, that's because I've been in bed all day. But and the other chat wasn't on, so I'm like, let's go. You know,
Yep, yep.
got a text and got a instant message, and all right. So we'll do a little rundown here, and Stump was the first one here. He's in here with us. Stalkers, Stevie's in here with us, obviously. County, the line logging. Hello again, sir. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in. HRM Weapons Machinists. As always, it's a pleasure. Sarian McCloskey, excuse me. Always a pleasure. And Shalisa's obviously in here with us. And I'd like to say hello to all the silent watchers. Uncle Kyle.
Right on.
All right. So we got that out of the way. All right. So last night we were talking about suppressors. I just thought it was kind of funny because I just saw a link from Guns and Gadgets that the United States Marine Corps wants to buy, like, I don't know, 900 and something thousand
A shit
suppressors.
ton.
I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to know if, Shell, do you think fatwood can be carved into wooden lures? Maybe a hook. I wouldn't
You can carve
think
it
a
into
lure.
anything.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Just trying to figure out my computer here so I can see the chat.
Oh, open up another window.
Yeah, trying to do that without screwing up. I'm pretty new at this stuff.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, don't feel bad. Mike's been known on several occasions to let me try something, and poof, chat's gone.
What's this button for?
Yeah.
Right.
All you got, just shrink the live feed, you know, with the little double square at the top. And then you can
Yep.
open up another window and shrink that, and then just open up YouTube and go to the chat, and don't forget to mute it.
Yep, I already muted it. I'm going to have to redo that because I got the, okay. Yeah, we don't need no echo. Yep, I've only done 3 live streams so far.
Oh, that's all right.
You know, that got me thinking, that thing about the fishing lure. I wonder how water resistant fatwood is.
Well,
Very.
It depends on if you leave the bark on.
Right.
HRM Weapons says in the comments, I think driftwood from the ocean makes good barbers. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, that stuff is a different animal, isn't it? It's real super light,
isn't it?
Yeah. Now in New Orleans, I used to get the driftwood, and you could start a fire with that shit because it was all oil soaked. You crack it. I tried carving a piece of it into a cane. It stunk so bad I had to throw it out trash. It was the inside of that thing was just black with oil.
Yeah, you start whittling on it, and next thing you know, man, Exxon pulls out.
It was nasty. Like, note to self.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. The Valdez has been here. But isn't that cool though? He's HRM's got a valid point. It's and again, it's just I just love the fact that we have the capabilities of surviving without going to
right on.
Yeah.
Buying everything we need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you buying everything you need. It's really a sign of the times and everything. I mean, you think back, our great grandparents, they didn't have Walmart and cell phones and YouTube and all that shit. And
right.
Yeah, there wasn't a grocery store on every freaking corner. If you were lucky, you had a mule, you had some land, and you had, one good shotgun. Those were your tools to take care of everything. You wanted to eat it, you grew it, or you shot it. You needed to wear it, well, you skin it, tanned it, and you sewed it.
And your ice box was just that. It was a block of ice with hay and everything.
Yeah.
It was just that ice box.
Right, and it wasn't called prepping or survivalism or none of that BS. It was called everyday life. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing though? I think sometimes that we get so hooked into the new way of doing things.
Yeah.
Easy way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's, I don't give a shit whether it's, like when I was a kid, I walked everywhere. These kids don't walk anywhere today. Can I have a ride? No. You got two legs?
What do you mean ride a bike? You got a car?
Right. And it's like, in the, what's the word I want? The entitlement that some of these millennials, oh my good God, it drives me shit back crazy.
Yep.
But those are the ones that I like to take out in the woods and
leave them there.
pretty much.
That's like earlier today on Facebook. There's a little video I seen on there.
Yep.
They were taking kids and they were letting them listening to music that we all grew up on. And they had a group of like 5 or 6 kids and they were playing old Queen songs for them. Oh, and they got to playing Fat Bottom Girl. This one little girl, but she got all kinds of offended and started fussing about how it wasn't right and how she was upset. And I'm like, really? It's a freaking song.
Don't ever watch Archie Bunker.
Yeah, you really got your feelings hurt because a man's talking about a woman's backside. Come on now. If anything, that song's complimenting women,
Damn. That's fun. HRM Weapons says eels are running up to $2,000 a pound.
What?
What?
I'm telling you, that's what he wrote.
For nasty old eels?
$2,000 a pound. I'm not even supposed to eat.
Yeah.
I'm not even supposed to eat the eels around here. There's something wrong with them. I forget what it is. But
I'm gonna be real honest with you, Mike. I'm gonna have to be sure enough seriously hungry before I even consider chewing on an eel, dude.
Dude, I'm not swallowing nothing that can climb its way back up out of my throat.
Exactly.
Them things swim forwards, backwards, sideways.
Yes.
Oh.
Might as well eat octopus.
Yeah,
Right.
see, that one ain't happening neither.
That's funny. Wow, that's a lot for eels. I'd eat it. What the hell? I eat squirrel. You know what the Jesus? I mean, it can't be all that bad.
Look,
I'd eat it if it was smoked and nice and tender.
Right. Over a nice maple fire or apple wood or.
I'll stick to the tree rats. You can have my portion of the eel, dude. Both y'all, all three y'all can, really.
I don't know. There's a certain type of eel that people pay big bucks for. Yeah, where did I see that? HRM. He's right though. It's like they pay astronomical amounts of money to eat a snake.
Right.
A slimy, gooey snake, that is, too.
Yeah, little short, slimy, gooey fins. And
I caught one before when I was a kid. And I'm fishing down at the lake that I grew up near. And I caught one, and the guy beside me says, "Oh, you got an eel?" I says, "Yeah." And he's laughing at me because I'm trying to take it off my line. You know, of course, it. And he goes, "You know how we take eels off the line?" I go, "No, how do we do that?" And he goes, "Whoosh." That's how we take eels off the line. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
yeah, you think
You guys used to watch that Filthy Riches? That National Geographic show, Filthy Riches, that one guy harvested eels and made them look pretty tasty.
Yeah, he had that huge weir, I think is what he called it, blocked off the whole creek.
Yeah.
That was an interesting dude, too, now.
Yeah. Every time I think about eels, I think of that guy. He's pretty cool, dude.
Right on.
And they were talking about bamboo rods. Holy shit. I can remember taking my grandfather's bamboo rods, going out to the bridge and catching hornpout. And it was great. You just, all you did was wait for that one little, and then whoom, bring it up. You know? It was funny because they never swallowed it anytime when I was at the using the bamboo rods. And anytime since then, I go hornpouting, and they always swallow the hook.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, you can feel what's going on. You know, Wellers called them on cane pole. You know, nobody called it a bamboo rod. But that stuff's just rampant around here. You know, I wonder if that's why like the bamboo fly rods cost so freaking much because they're just that sensitive. You can feel what's going on so well.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
No doubt. We have HR, and we have carp here too. That they're horrible, but it's a shame if they destroy that. Don't worry, they're catchable. It's not like they're not catchable. So, good luck.
Around here, they'll actually pay you to get rid of the things.
Yeah, it's like rock bass up here. They want you to kill all the rock bass.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't caught a rock bass, and I can't tell you how long.
Now, see, those used to be our bread and butter here when I was a kid. If the bluegill weren't biting, we'd go straight for the rock bass.
Yeah.
And they ate good. They're just, you know, a lot of head and not a whole bunch of meat. But,
Right.
I mean, I've caught rock bass. I'd say pound for pound, the biggest fish I have ever caught, well, except for a salmon, was a rock bass. I hit a spot up north, and I bet you that rock bass was every bit of, I bet you 15 inches. It was huge.
Wow. Yeah, no, they get big, but they also destroy too much, you know.
Are they, I've never looked into, are they like really
Well,
aggressive?
up here they are. Up here they do. That's why they want you to kill them all.
Right? Like other fish eggs and stuff, or the young?
HRM says he wants to introduce a bill to shut down Google. They want rock bass out of your state, Mike. Why? No, I'm talking about New Hampshire. Up in New Hampshire, I don't know if it's the vegetation they're eating, and then eating the young of the small and largemouth bass or whatever it is. It's something along those lines. You just Google New Hampshire rock bass; it'll tell you what they're doing to it.
Because we're having trouble in the Great Lakes with the goby. Is a introduced little fish. They'll actually back into the sand like a tunnel and sit with their head above the ground. But they're eating all the they're devastating the perch beds and eating all the eggs.
Yeah. I don't like that. So
you say y'all imported this thing to start with, right?
We did.
Somebody brought it. Somebody introduced it. It's not a natural
foreign ship. And the thing is, it's kind of an ocean fish. I don't know how it adapted to the fresh water, but it did.
Well, you know what they say, man. Nature always finds a way.
I'll be right back. I need a smoke.
All right.
I'm just gonna grab one here. Shh, don't tell nobody.
Well, if you're home, you ain't that lucky. I'd rather if she's home. Excuse me. Well, since you're just going to sit there like a bump on a log, Steve.
I'm typing. You know I can't talk and type.
Oh, God. I'm with Miss Lisa here, I'm not going to say what I normally say to that.
Oh, I'm a forklift driver. I work with warehouse men, or used to. I'm disabled now.
Well, I do trucks and equipment and stuff like that, and yeah, we get a little out of hand with stuff. But I'm curious, with the fatwood fascination, are you into knives and stuff like that too, or just cool?
She says firearms. I'm going wedding ring shopping.
Right on.
What's that?
If you say you're into firearms also, I'm going wedding ring shopping.
And at that point, she clammed up.
Yep. I can shut them down, brother. I can shut them down.
Yeah.
And she's turning pink.
Right. I don't think you've seen that one yet, Steve.
That looks handy.
Yeah.
This
Chad sent that to me the other night.
is a CRKT?
Yep. Now I really like this chick now.
I told you. One thing I don't do is lie.
True.
Look at that behemoth she just put on there.
It's a little bit dirty right now. I got pine sap all over it.
Oh no, we want to start showing off bigger knives. Give me just a second here. We can do the big knife thing.
My biggest one outside, I was chopping at some stuff, but I decided to come join you guys.
Well, we definitely appreciate it. And Steve, this is one I was telling you about the other day. Whoever was talking about, machetes, how thin they were and all.
The Camp one?
That's that Camp 14-inch blade. The handle that actually fits my big old hand with room to spare.
Awesome.
And like I was telling you, it ain't thin.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not near 3/8 of an inch.
Now, what's that usually run?
About $40 to $50. They're cheap.
It looks worth it.
Oh yeah. The factory edge, it was good to start with, and after I got to working on it and getting to do what I wanted to do, 3-4 inch diameter pine, one swing, it's gone. It's got the weight to just develop the momentum to carry right on through whatever you want to take out.
And your shin.
What?
And your shin.
I will say this. You definitely want to put a lanyard on it so that you can wrap it around your thumb, let it go around the back of your hand. So you can get a grip. Because, yeah, literally like that.
Right.
Because that bitch has got enough weight, it will get away from you. And it's kind of creepy to realize there's about 2.5 pounds of steel flying at full force that you just swung.
Run away.
Yep. When you feel it leave your hand, you'll have one of those real quick, oh shit moments, you know?
Yeah, by that moment, your fingers are gone.
Yeah.
So I'm back.
Got me wondering if mine's long enough to do that.
She comes back with a bigger knife.
You're going shopping, right? Or begging.
Yeah, she's like straight across the state from me, about halfway.
But that one up there is probably still my favorite one out in the woods.
Right on.
How did you do that?
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That locks it in your hand really good. And if you do, your hands get wet or it tries to slip forward and you're swinging, well, it can only go so far. And as its weight is pulling forward, that lanyard's going to get pulled tighter against your thumb, and your thumb's going to tighten your grip up. So I mean,
I feel
really,
it.
Yeah. It'll really make it stay in your hand.
Thanks, Tom.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. M.I. Timberwookie, how have you been, sir? Great to see you. Hope things are well. What are we doing? Are we I'm sorry, I was looking something up on the internet.
They're whipping out their big weapons.
Oh.
Damn kids.
No, we're not getting into weapons. We're just tinkering around with knives a little bit. And you know me, if we want to get deep in the knife subject, I can do show and tell for a few hours. No problem. Ain't even got to leave the desk, dude. You know that.
Right?
That's not fair. Anyway, staying alive, that's good to hear, Mai. It's always good to see you. Always good to see you.
Well, Mike, if I want to hear you start hollering about it ain't fair, I'll just start, grabbing stuff like that off the desk.
You're an asshole. you even think of selling that to your boss? It's all over, dude. You'll never be invited back.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, man. With what he's offering,
that'll be two chats. That'll be two chats you're no longer allowed on.
Yeah, but with what he's offering, I could do that and go buy.
It's all right.
2, maybe 3.
It's all right. It's all right. I know where I stand now. It's all right.
Well,
I see how you Southerners really are. I thought you had Southern hospitality.
Well, you notice it is still here while you're trying to be a dick.
I know. There you go. Don't be talking,
hey,
nasty.
We covered that already. She's used to stuff like that. Where she was working, she ran forklifts and all. So
Brian, hang on. Brian J. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Where the hell you been?
No.
Great to see you, sir.
But as far as I'm concerned, dude, she's one of us.
Of course she is. Truthfully, Stevie said, hey, Mike, when he interrupted us, and didn't interrupt, but you know what I'm saying, when you said that Shalisa was here, and I don't have an issue.
Yeah, I sent her an invite last week too, and she couldn't find it.
Any young lady that goes out in the woods, any young lady that goes out in the woods and harvests her own fatwood, right, and carries and has a friggin' knife like the one I just seen.
That was handy at the desk too.
Yeah. Consider if my wife saw a knife like that, she'd be like, ah.
Matter of fact, I got a feeling that
I sharpened my wife has the OJ knife, it's part of the knife collection she's got, that because she won't let me go out and buy her a nice set of knives, right? So they're all like, you know, they kind of cut butter for Christ's sake, right? So finally I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it without even asking her. Because the last time I did, I got yelled at. So I sharpened the two knives that she uses the most, the carving knives that she uses the most. And I got them, you know, sharp enough that, you know what I mean? And she was like, oh, it's so much easier cutting. She says, I goes, well, that's because I sharpened it, Gina. Why would you do that? Now I might cut myself. And I'm just like, you know.
Yeah, a lot of folks don't get it, man. The sharper it is, the safer it is.
Yeah, well,
to a point.
She led a little bit of a shelter life.
How the hell you spell
yeah,
Benelli?
I know. I'm sorry, Stevie. Brian, are you one of the guys that I lost as a subscriber also? I've lost 3 subscribers in like 4 days.
Yeah, he said they keep on ringing his bell.
Yeah, so Steve, I bought the Stoga P3000 for $200 with the 28-inch barrel.
Nice. I think he stole that.
You think?
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're usually lower in price, but not that damn low.
I don't know about low prices. Living in the Northeast, everything up here is expensive. Fuel, you know, I think we're up to like $2.30 a gallon now in fuel, $2.20 something a gallon. What? Oh yeah,
we're running higher than that, Mike. I'm at right now. I'm at
Steve,
like 238 or something.
Where are all the Stevie? Where are the refineries?
Got me guessing.
East Coast, West Coast, right? Where are you? Dead center. Of course, it's going to be more expensive for you. Shouldn't be for me.
Well, I just
what is it in South Carolina? About $1.70?
Nah, I think it's around. I think it's around 205, 210, something like that.
Oh, that's a lot.
As long as it's under $33 a gallon, I don't complain.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, it's great to see you, bro.
I remember when it was scratching $4 there for a minute, like dirties.
But here's the good thing about scratching the $4, right? I go to work. I live 23 miles one way away from work. Okay. And I could do that in approximately 29 minutes, 28 minutes. Okay. Now that the price of fuel has been down for a while, that 29-minute ride turned into about almost an hour.
Oh, really? For the extra traffic?
Yeah, because everybody's driving. Nobody's doing carpooling. Nobody's taking the train anymore. Nobody's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep. True.
Never thought of it.
And it sucks. And it absolutely stinks. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Is Stoeger made by Benelli, or are they just associated with Benelli?
I don't have the answer to that question.
I'm like 90% sure they're connected to Benelli somehow.
I don't know. Are there any gun guys
Actually, if you look at them, they're basically the same gun.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Somebody Google it.
That. I only know about the break action shotguns. Steven said he'd go. I go to the website for that. He only knows about the break action shotguns. And Brian J saying he's never heard of a Stoeger just now.
Really? Well.
And I've only heard of a Stoeger because you guys on here. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they got I know the semi-auto 12 gauge. They got some kind of recoil reduction system, and I shot my son-in-law's, and man, it was real soft shooting.
Yeah, they are.
And that was with duck loads, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got it's a combination gas buffer tube thing.
Yeah.
It runs down through the stock and the barrel recoils a little bit. They are nice. There's a reason Tom Knapp's got the world record with a hand-thrown skeet shooting right now with a Benelli.
Well, the thing I want to do so bad, right? Is a while back I saw it on. I don't know if I was watching Hunting Channel. A commercial came on for somebody's ammo or what have you, and it was kind of cool. The guy sitting there with a semi-automatic shotgun, and all the fucking shells are at his feet, and it's got a pile, you know. I don't know if it was for Midway USA. I don't know what the commercial was for. But a buddy of mine has a semi-auto. I don't know. I guess I'm used to the pumps.
Yeah.
Mr. McCloskey said Stoger was bought from Benelli.
Oh, okay.
Can you see me putting 3.5s in a friggin' pump? No.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm good. Like my bones intact. Get a new Ford when you stop, the engine turns off, and when you release the brake, starts up.
I hate that.
Stop making fun of my cars.
Yeah, you can hear them at the stoplights starting. Oh.
I know. Found on road dead.
Well, normally I'd jump all over picking on Fords, Mike, but
it's too easy.
I'm fixing to fess up to this one here, and I'm probably going to get ridiculed, crucified, drawn and quartered, whatever you want to call it.
You gonna go buy a nice F-350?
Nah, we've got an older F-150 at work, and I don't know, I like the thing, so I'm going to buy it.
I like them. I like the F-150, F-250s. Now, the 350s, especially the heavy duties, but to me, those aren't meant to drive around every day. Those are meant to work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Those are meant to work. Those are meant to haul trailers, haul payload, haul, you know what I mean? Those are meant to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about work trucks and pickups. We've got one at the office. It's the truest form of work truck if ever there was anything of the sort. It's a Ford F-450 Super Duty, 4-wheel drive, 4-door extended cab. It's got the long tool body on it. This thing rolled out of the factory, custom ordered. Okay, 9-ton axles, front and rear.
Holy crap!
Right?
Yeah, has a 300-horse Cat diesel sitting in it.
Brian J says, I like my GMC myself. That's my wife's initials, GMC, and I always wanted to buy her one. But you know what? I went and looked at a Denali one time.
Oh, boy.
And I went, yeah.
House vehicle.
Yeah.
I go, we could live in it. We would probably have to. For the 49.7 that they wanted it for it, or 48.7, or whatever the hell it is they wanted for it.
The thing is, they keep going up.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Whatever happened? See, it used to be you can get a pickup for, less than a car, right? The cars are more than pickups.
Yeah, back when they were work vehicles.
In vans, right? In vans, right? Now the conversion vans and all them are more expensive than the cars. And the friggin' pickups just went out of friggin' $53,000 for a pickup truck. Get the fuck. I'm good, thanks.
It's because the yuppies started buying them. The office guy gals, and that's what happened. They caught on.
And put them big old truck nuts on the tailgate. Think they're big and bad.
Right. That's because their wives took them out of the jar.
I only paid $400 for my Ford F-150. It was a 77.
There you go.
Oh,
those are the best kind. Those are the best kind. You can work on those.
Yep.
Sit up on the fender, do anything you want.
Missed it.
Those are the best kind.
Oh.
I used to scoop the snow from my driveway into the back of the truck to weigh it down.
Right
There
on.
you go.
Yep.
Truck nuts. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what they are, Brian. I knew there was a name for it.
Yep. I had a 94 F-150.
Whoops.
Loved it. The only problem I had was with this neutral safety switch on it. Was pissing me off. But
He's just playing. Whoops.
you're not very good at this, are you, Stevie?
No, I missed it on the first one. Got him on the second, though.
There you go.
I gotta learn how to do that. I've just started my own live stream. And
I don't know how to do that. That's why I have everybody has a wrench in here. They all say my friends are a bunch of tools, but
Hey, I've been called worse.
see, now I can't scroll up and look what what's his name just wrote. That sucks.
What?
80 Ranger Bronco 2 fan. There's no Skynet or bullshit smog parts are as cheap as.
Is that what he wrote? Good. Thank you.
That's a good lunch.
Right.
I had a Bronco 2 and a Ranger. I started out a Chevy person. I don't know what happened.
Well, I know
had a
that
full-size
feeling.
Bronco.
I know that feeling. I'm a hardcore Chevrolet. Have been my whole life, and now I'm realizing I'm buying a damn Ford. What the fuck happened?
Hey, I had a what, 89 Chevy Blazer with a 4-inch lift kit on it, and holy handed, I beat the shit out of that thing.
89. That was still the K5, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. You
Yep.
had two options of those. You could either get the 350 or the what would that was a 400 and something inch big block. It wasn't a 454 though. But yeah, they only had two freaking engines, a big block or a small block. They were both pretty damn rock solid though.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, that's all good. All right. Well, tell them we say goodnight, man.
20 minutes of 12. They're going. She's 10 and she's going to bed.
Well,
You know why?
she ain't. Because you let her.
Because the boss.
Right.
Shalisa, just to let you know, somebody just walked behind you. I hope you still got your knife there with you.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the second time somebody's walked by. I was assuming,
Yes.
significant other half, something of that effect.
Yes, Brian. 400 big block.
That big, tall, handsome man is my son.
Good God.
6'3".
Yeah, he's been standing fertilizer his whole life, right?
I'm a good cook.
Hard to diet of fat.
Right
wood.
on. You heard that, didn't you, Steve? She's a good cook.
Right?
Yeah.
I got my book over here. I'm making checks in it.
Okay. I'm already assuming it'd be in your best interest if you decide to talk to this lady along those lines. Be nice, be polite, because I got a feeling she could take you real quick.
Right on.
She already knows how to use a knife, so you fucked
That's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm in East Coast, Brian. We go to the crazy engine modifications, computers and such. No shit, right? And you know what I do miss though? You don't see a lot of is any of the old Buicks. Like you don't see the old Skylocks. You don't see none of the old. You just don't see them.
Yeah, most of them turn into that brown dusty stuff.
Yeah. You remember the old Buick Roadmaster? The thing was the size of Noah's Ark.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
They didn't bounce down the road. They just kind of levitated and
Floated.
They'd get that corner to corner shit going, like them big old Cadillacs.
Yep.
Speaking of bouncing, where's Uncle Cal?
He's actually in bed early, not feeling too well tonight. He's not quite up to snuff, and the vegan hordes got him traveling all over the place for the next few days, and he and I were talking briefly on Messenger. I told him, I said, you got my number. If they get to you too bad, man, just give me a call. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
to fill you in, since you're not, aware of who or what we're talking about, Uncle Cal is a buddy of ours, Josh. He's Steve, what is it? CPCDCF something.
Now you've done screwed up my brain. CRPTXZX.
It's C something, cerebral
palsy.
Yeah, there you go. That word.
WXYZ. Sorry.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All
right, but yeah, he's got that in a chair, and he lives with his parents still, and they are vegetarians, so therefore he's forced to be one. And that's kind of a running joke. We call his parents the vegan horde.
Just the fact there's no throttle cable and automatic brakes these days would be nail in the coffin. Right?
Yeah, that whole throttle by wire thing scares the piss out of me. You're one fuse or servo or relay away from stuck wide open throttle or no throttle or no.
Yeah, but it's almost like, it's almost like on the bike, it's a clutch cable. I mean, that goes, you're fucked.
No, I can still ride with no clutch cable.
Well, we tried that with my boss. Just lost his clutch cable the other day, and he skipped.
Downshift and gas it.
Yep.
Yeah, he tried that. But
just like driving a truck, man. It's timing your shifts with your RPMs. Just listen to her. She'll tell you what she wants.
The epic words of Hurricane Hannah. Anybody remember him?
I think so. You've lost me, dude.
He was one of the first big motocross stars.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And that was his answer to everything. So, Bob, when you were coming up to the big rut, how did you get out of that situation? Well, I downshifted and gassed it.
Right on.
When you're about to hit a tree, what do? I downshift and gas it.
Yep.
By the way, Tri-State's a regular channel.
Oh, crap. Sorry. It can be undone.
Silly.
You done got click happy over there, ain't you?
No, but when somebody puts up a 3/4 of a page of emojis, come on.
Right.
Oh, so now you're just being a picky old thing, huh?
That's right. Steve's the oldest one on here tonight. Haha.
Yeah. It usually is, no matter where he goes.
Well, good point. Well, no, not if Travis here.
Well,
thanks for bringing that up in front of a lady, Mike. I appreciate
Just
that.
saying. Hey, I shaved. I don't look old no more, so.
That's what it is. You cleaned up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I shaved. I couldn't stand the look of the gray hair, and I was crying. As I need my old, I need my Stone Cold Steve Austin look back.
Yeah, there you go, Brian. When in doubt, hit the gas.
Right.
Damn right. That was a saying back in the dirt track days. Just stand on it and never lift.
Yep. Hey, it gets some monster truck guys out of a lot of situations.
Oh, yeah. But, there's a fine line between, just gassing on it and knowing what you're doing.
Well, yeah.
I cannot tell you how often I see it at work. Because, our trucks are seriously beefed up because of what we haul, how we do stuff. I can't tell you how many times you hear it come across the company radio. Dad, I need you to send a hooker over here. That's CB for, truck wrecker.
Right.
Why? I done broke another axle or, ripped the springs out from under the truck, slung the drive shafts out from under it.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of our guys, they get in a hung up spot. They got over 1,100 horses worth of diesel up under the hood. They just want to mash on it. Sometimes that ain't the answer.
Well, and that, you know what I can't stand about? I had a car, and what the hell kind of car was it? I forget. Oh, my dumb little friggin' Mercury friggin' Sable. Well, they're all like the same thing, Taurus, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. It was a Sable, and you couldn't put it to the boards and just let that thing rip. They have the what do you call it on them?
The rev limiter.
You can only tack to, I think, 4. Was it 4? And that was it.
It's awfully low.
I think it might have been higher than 4, but you can't. It won't go. You know what I mean? I just think it's dumb having those. Why bother having those? I mean, like, seriously, what's the advantage of having that?
That's Uncle Sam.
I haven't found one.
That's Uncle Sam's way of ensuring you don't kill yourself having fun.
Oh, so let me get this straight. Don't kill yourself having fun. So make a snowmobile that does 190.
Yeah.
I had this Mercury Topaz, I think it was. And I swear, every time I slow down to go around an S curve or something, it would stall, and I'd have to jam it in second and pop the clutch just to get it going again. I was getting so sick of that. Every time I take it to somebody to fix it, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And they were a pain in the ass. You had to take the front tire out to change the starter and all that shit. That just sucked. It's just dumb. I had what was the other one? I used my battery was in the fucking wheel well. What the hell was that? Dodge what?
I remember the old vets used to have to take the fender off to change the batteries out.
But the battery, you had to turn the wheel, right? Little compartment, and there's your battery. Yep. You had a, what do you call it, underneath your hood? Okay, if you wanted to jump. Okay. But your battery was under the wheel well.
Wow. That's kind of like the new Peterbilts. You can't get to the batteries unless you take the passenger seat out and pull a section of floor panel.
But see,
you got two lugs. Yeah, but you got 2 lugs on the frame if you need to jump from truck to truck.
Whatever happened just to putting them where they are on my truck?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get them away from the heat.
You know.
Yeah, well, a lot of trucks now under the passenger side, you know, where their battery box used to be. Now that's where they're putting the muffler and that.
Well, DEF fucking thing.
Yeah, DEF.
Yeah, see, all that shit's
catalyst
on the left.
Box crap. Yeah,
all that shit's on the left. All that shit's on the driver's side. It goes, you know, because the box is obviously separated, right? So, right behind the cab, I believe right behind the cab is the fuel pump, and I can prime it too, which I like.
Yeah.
Which I needed the other day, but that's another whole story. Then it's my DEF, and then it's my battery pack. There's like 3 of them in there, but everything's all right there. You know what I'm saying?
Now we're lucky on that DEF thing. There's a loophole somewhere that the company found. When we buy trucks, we just spend a little bit of extra money, just like paying a fine or something up front, and we get them without all that crap. So we don't have to worry about the DEF fluid and the regen crap and all that.
The problem with that is that I watched this thing on TV about it, right? And the diesel, especially with the older trucks, you know, like the old, like we were kids and we were watching all the black smoke coming out of the stacks and we thought that was cool.
Yeah.
That's the shit that's not good for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the DEF gets rid of all that.
Yeah, I understand that.
Especially in the cities. And I got behind a guy driving a flatbed about a week ago. And he was empty. And we're going up the hill, of course. We're going up the hill and he's shifting gears. And I want to gag. Right? I pull up beside him. I'm like, "It's the smoke coming out the stacks." He goes, "I know. I'm sorry."
Well,
like, Jesus.
I'll be honest with you. The truck I'm in most of the time now, we've turned the fuel up on it and pulled the regulator out of it. See, yeah, if I mash on it real hard, dude, and we were talking about the Eclipse the other night or last night. I can create that every day if I want to.
Hey, there's supposed to be meteor showers like crazy tonight if your clouds are gone.
Ah, cool. Might check it out when we finish this up.
They were talking about like 80 or 90 per hour or something.
Oh, wow.
Coming through.
And the other thing I found about the other thing they do, Bride, they do regen. But here's the thing, right? Because mine regens, again, Bride, I don't know if you know, I don't drive a tractor. But so I don't know if that matters. But the trucks that I drive, they'll regen while I'm driving. And the other thing is a lot of people do is that if it's regenning, people shut them off. You're not supposed to shut them off if they're regenning. You're supposed to leave them running. Anywho.
Now they have like a light that comes on when it's doing
it just says it's regenning, and on the visor it tells you how to do it if it goes red.
Yeah.
It won't let you move. You're doing 20 miles an hour on red, so you got to pull over, shut it off.
Yeah, the computer will derate your power and everything, bring you to an absolute crawl.
But the other thing is too is that like my truck, the trucks that we buy, that we lease, I should say, from Ryder, they're not made to put the mileage that we put on there. We're putting 7,000 miles a month on the fucking things.
Right.
They're not made for that. They're made for local shit. Right. They're not made for 380 miles a day. So those regen, the what do you call it? They don't last. Once you start getting into a couple 100,000 miles, yeah, then you have a problem with the regen and all that bullshit. But
yeah.
Now, do the regular pickups have them? The diesel pickups? Does that have DEF in it?
Oh yeah. Man, we've actually got it was bought on accident. We've actually got a front end loader that takes that DEF fluid.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of your new equipment has it. You have to order it special without it.
I was talking to the guy that delivers that shit to Ryder.
Yeah.
He goes, "This job is so boring." He says, "But I can't pass it up the money."
Right.
He says, "These people are paying me $26.72 or something bullshit like that an hour."
To deliver juice?
To deliver juice.
Okay.
Yep.
He goes, "I got it better than oil guys. I got it better than JP Newman guys that deliver fuel to gas stations." He says, "I got it better than a lot of people."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Well, it must be nice." I says, "Well, don't bitch about your job then." I'll tell you, the guys that don't have it good is the Diesel Direct guys. Do they have those out there where you guys down there where you guys are? Viborg, how the hell are you, my friend?
I'm curious as to what this is with the title you're giving it. Yeah, because we may have something similar, just a different name.
It's the name of a company. It's the name of a company that. All right, so FedEx has, I don't know, probably, well, just the FedEx I work at probably has about 18, 19, 20, 25 tractors.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So every night, this company called Diesel Direct comes in and they fuel up the trucks.
Oh my God.
Because we don't have a fuel island at this one. Now, Old Dominion has their own fuel. Yellow Freight has their own fuel. We don't have our own fuel. So this company called Diesel Direct comes in and fuels the trucks that need to be fueled. They also, I think, no, that they don't do that. I don't know if they do the propane for the forklifts or not. Because it's about, let me see, 4, 24, and about 48 propane tanks that got to get get filled too. So, but yeah, this company comes in and they fuel us up. Digger Joe, how the hell are you? Digger Joe and Viborg, please say hello to Shalisa. Stevie's been subbed to her for a while, and he when I asked Stevie to share the chat, he did so, and Shalisa came in and we were talking about Fatwood and stuff. So, she wanted me over with that. So, if you guys want, check her out. And
hello.
Are you shaving your dog?
Am I shaving my dog?
I seen her carrying a dog. Now she got a big old knife in her hand.
Oh, me? No, I'm see my knife. I'm shaving the dog.
Shaving the dog. Yeah, we don't go to the pet groomers. We ourselves. Come here, Muffy.
Leave it to.
So Stump, you guys have your own fuel, or you just go get it?
No, we've got a tank on the yard.
Okay.
I think it's KC or KNC. It's one of the local fuel companies around here.
Yep.
They just bring in a couple tankers whenever we need them and top our tanks off. And then we get in the evenings, we fill our trucks up. Which I'm peculiar. I'd rather pump my own fuel anyway, because you got just any particular whoever or whatever Yahoo putting fuel in. He don't care if he gets fuel all over your tanks, and then the dust gets on it, and you get that nasty fungi crap. I don't like that.
Go to step on it, and you bust your kneecap.
Yeah.
So when I ran out of fuel the other day, right? The kid comes. I call Ryder and they send somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm smoking a cigarette. He's smoking a cigarette. I'm like, hey, you want me to hold that funnel for you? He's like, yeah. So, and he looks at me. He goes, look at all the people beeping the horn at us. Because I'm this, literally, I'm 3 feet from the highway. 3 feet off the highway. I was like this. Okay, Larkin, give me 1 sec. I used to have a cigarette butt hanging out my mouth, working part-time, filling up cars at gas stations. And he just looked at me and said, I can't believe both of us are sitting here with a butt hanging out our mouth. County Line Logging, Stump.
Yeah.
Says, do you run glider kits? They don't use DEF.
I'm not sure what the hell it's called. I say it's a loophole or something the boss found somewhere. So when we order trucks, we pay a little extra for them.
Right.
And we don't have to worry about putting DEF in them. We don't have that catalyst box and the regen stuff. We don't have to deal with any of that. So I'm not sure how they go about it, or if it's something they add on or take off.
Good night, HRM. Thanks for coming, my friend.
I think he said it costs something like an extra $6 or $7 grand per truck. And it's not a lot of money when you think about it. Because you start buying DEF, and shit's outrageous. And
yeah, it gets expensive. It does get expensive. But I don't know what to ask. Shalisa. Yeah, did I say that right?
No.
Yeah, I think I did. Did I say that right?
You're right on the ball.
I'm right on the ball. Finally on the ball. Finally. So you like the outdoors? Well, at least doing up Fatwood and stuff, like I'm assuming. But do you like the outdoors also? Like being outdoors and.
Oh yeah, I didn't just start going outdoors all of a sudden because I found out about Fatwood.
Right, you've been out there pretty much all lifetime too, right?
That's all I ever did growing up.
See, that's awesome. That's awesome.
My little four, it's pretty much grew up in the same state as Steve there.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm just kidding. I make fun of Steve, but see, when I have Steve on here, he's the only other Northerner on here with me. So, well, unless Richie's with us, you know.
And you can't tell what anybody's saying.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. See, what did I tell you? They call me the Fatwood Queen.
Yep.
Like I said, I don't know if I know if I like that or not yet. I might not have a choice. Kind of stuck now.
Brian J. just wrote that in the comments.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeez, we got Michigan everywhere. We got you guys from Michigan. We got the MI Timberwookie. We got them all here tonight.
Lots of Michiganders.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm actually from California.
No, once you've been in Michigan over a year, you're stuck.
You're a gander.
Yep, you'll never leave. And if you do leave, you'll come back.
I always do. I always go back and come back.
No, I never been as far as I never been far west. More Minnesota's the furthest west I've ever been.
Hey, Brian,
I know that's in the north, but you know what I'm saying, right?
see that box? That sucker is bulging full of Shalisa's Fatwood. It doesn't even rattle.
Nice.
How are you able to hold that up? That thing weighs a ton.
It does.
Can't believe you ain't opened that yet.
Now, I want to wait till I have time to make a video on it. I have ideas.
Oh God, this is gonna be another friggin' mini series, Steve.
It might be one piece
He's
of
gonna
it for 6 days.
He's gonna do a mini series on open up a box. One mini, one part of it will be the center of the box. He'll cut right, and then he'll cut one end, then he'll cut the other end, and then he'll be like, "Oh look, it's Fatwood." Like he'll be surprised that he was getting it.
Oh no,
And
there'll be one series just on picking
Yeah.
which knife he's gonna use. Another series on sharpening that particular knife for that particular task. Shelly's son, if you're sub to Steve, I'm sure you've noticed he can take what should be a short, simple video and drag that thing out for about a month.
Now, come on, now you want details or don't you?
Well, it depends. I'm just happy to, about the whole carving on the bridge thing. I'm cool with that. That was the first mini series. That was pretty cool.
Now, I'm excited to see you open that because I don't think you can find pieces like that for handles anywhere. I mean, I'm amazed at what I found.
that's
Right
good.
Well, this is starting to make me think Steve should go ahead and set up the camera and the tripod and like film over his shoulder and
Do it live, no.
do it here on the chat live. Yeah.
All right.
And that way he gets to see your reaction to his reaction,
Yeah,
We'll find a way to make this happen, Steve.
Wouldn't that create some kind of a time warp or something? A live feed with a live feed and a camera going?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I got some Fatwood from the south, from the Parker Ridges.
Oh yeah.
Yep. When I got the wool hat and gloves from Mrs. Parker Ridge.
That's cool.
I got some Fatwood.
I love that stuff.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yep.
Like I said, I call it nature's gasoline.
Right.
More like kerosene to me.
There you
I
go.
mean, you got birch bark, you get it all that'll do it, but for some reason the Fatwood and the again, I don't know what if it's white pine or whatever, but from the pines you got the sap from that. It's just unreal.
Yeah.
That I guess if you boil it, do you boil it? Let me see. Let me see if I can remember how if I saw that if he boiled it or not. This guy had a canoe, and he was like on a camping trip with his kid, and he had a fiberglass canoe, and I don't know. He got a hole in it somehow, what have you, like a little pinhole or what have you. But you know, it was pissing him off or what have you. So he finds the hole, and he used sap and something else. And I want to say, did he boil it or did he just heat it up? He might have just heated it up.
It looks like it's boiling when you heat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he takes his knife and he makes like this, in the sign business they call him, what he calls. And he makes this. I need the name of it.
Like fiber mesh.
Like a spreader. So he takes this log about this branch about this big, right? Cuts it in half, right? Shaves it down. Then he takes that edge and he's going like this across the bottom of the canoe. With the putty
knife?
Yeah, right. Pretty much a putty knife. And it worked like a charm for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was a great video. Here's a guy, you know, camping with his kid, come across a problem. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know? I don't know, it's just good to see. Especially when, you know, you're, like I said, you're out there with your kid and, you know, kid was probably 10, 12, 11, somewhere in there. But still, you know.
Yeah, man, it's really cool because you figure the kid learned something. He videoed it, put it on YouTube, so you know other folks can learn from it too. And this is somebody that's not on here doing videos about, you know, bushcrafting, woodcrafting, setting up a scenario and having everything handy and prepped and ready. He's actually proven, you know, this is real. You can do this shit, you know. You just go do it. You know? That's one that bugs me real bad. It just bugs me, you know. You see these videos, people are, well, we're going to do this today. And they start whipping out bags. They've brought everything they need. You know, it was supposed to be bushcrafting and survival or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just going to happen to have everything you need on you.
Well,
yeah.
Well, it's funny because I tried to make bannock one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was up the trail, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go try to make some bannock. We'll see what happens. And it came out like totally wrong, like totally bad, totally
like a brick.
Yeah. So, I never posted the video. All right. And I was talking to Dish one time, and Dish said to me, she was like, you should have posted that video. And I go, why? It'd make me look like I'm an idiot. She goes, no. It'd make people understand that without practice, without doing things.
Yes.
That this is what could happen. And also that everything doesn't come out, you know, right all the time.
Right.
You know, pretty much what she's saying is that, you know, you watch all these videos and it always works. It always comes out right. Well, that's not the truth, obviously. Yep. You know. Well,
that's one thing I like about Dave's channel. Really Big Monkey 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Regardless if it goes good or bad, sideways, whatever. Yeah, what he filmed is what you're going to end up seeing. You know, failure or success. And he talks about that. He says, you know, it don't always work. See, I just messed up. You know, it's you know, the whole editing and selecting what you do and don't upload. I think that actually discourages people that are trying to learn, because you know they see this video where everything went picture freaking perfect.
Right.
What you didn't see is where this person spent months, weeks, years perfecting how to do that. Yeah, I mean, it's like you watch Mitch, Native Survival.
Yep.
Dude, he makes the hand drill and the bow drill look so freaking simple and easy. You know,
Mitch has
dummy
been doing
proof. Exactly, since he was, in diapers,
Right. But now here's the other thing though, right? Is that I have a hard time making a bird's beak. Okay, I can't. It's don't ask me why. I went so far as to even baton it so the blade get deep enough. And the knife was sharp and all that, and I cannot get it to come out to where. And then what I'll do is I'll get pissed off afterwards, and I'll wind up just. I'll take the knife. So I'll take the. Let me do it this way. I'll take the stick like this, right? And I was gonna have the bird's beak up here.
Yeah.
And what I'll normally do is that because I get frustrated afterwards, is I'll take the knife and I'll actually just do this and peel away over here. So the paracord can slip underneath the bird's beak or whatever. But for whatever reason, I don't know. It just keeps coming out fucked up.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about it. Just because you've seen somebody do it doesn't mean that's the only way there is to do it.
Right.
I mean, it's like the old saying: "There's more than one way to skin a cat."
Right.
So now they call notching a stick a bird's beak?
Yeah, because if you... All right, so when you're notching it, you know what I'm talking about, right, Stevie? You make your X and you do your notch. Right?
Thank you.
All right.
It's like making a stick for hanging a pot. You got the rail going across the top, and
hang a pot from it. You can hang whatever. You can make tent stakes out of it, or anything like that too. I'm having a problem with making it deep enough to hang anything, or to use it as a tent stake.
Well, here's where I'm gonna fess up, and I don't know, but I don't worry about getting real fancy with a lot of notching and stuff like that, because just about any branch you see on any tree has other branches forking off of it. Dude, right. Mama Nature's already took care of all that notching crap for you.
Right. As long as you get the right tree where it's not going to just pop right off.
Yeah. Hey, that's another one too, man. People make tent stakes and they got to, whittle them down to a little razor point on the end. You ain't got to do that crap. That's just wasting your time and playing with a knife instead of doing something with it.
Right, Brian, I hear that. No, but I like it in the wintertime because I watch these videos of the guys in the winter and they'll move the tent stakes, right? And then you just cover it over in snow and it's instant ice. Obviously, the ground being frozen, they can't get in there anyway, so. But I just like watching all that shit. I think it's just interesting.
We have gone, this is, I don't know if you call it getting fancy or what, but, instead of bothering to cut a stick to do tent stakes with, find a piece of stick, put a bowline on one end of your line, go through whatever ring or whatever you're going to have back there at the tarp, do a tight line hitch tied to it, put the stick through the bowline and just bury it. Dude, we've done stuff like that out, mud ride and stuff for decades. You ain't got a tree to get a winch on, you bury your spare tire. When you bury something, it makes a hell of an anchor. Dude, Mike, we're fixing to fix that problem. Hang on.
Hey, hi, David. How are you?
Find a freaking piece of cord.
Dude, I sat in my car at lunchtime at my work, and I would sit there with a book on my friggin' steering wheel, and I go like this.
That's no problem. Playing with a book.
No problem, right? And then I go out in the woods, or I go up to the trailer, and I take a fucking, piece of paracord or what have you, because I was going to do a clothesline for the wife, right? And I said, "Oh, let me use a bowline," and I went, "Oh shit, hang on, let me go get the book. This isn't working out too well." And it's just,
If you get something,
I can't win.
You got paracord or something handy, Mike?
In front of me, no. I
Alright.
have to go in my bag and get it.
We're gonna do this stupid simple, okay? The end you got hanging, right?
Yep.
All right. Just make you a little loop, right? You see that?
Yep.
All right. Now, if you want to put this around a tree or around the truck hitch or whatever, at this point, you go around that object, okay? Then you come in the back of the loop, all right, the hole you made, come in from the back side, go around the other part,
The tag on. Yep.
then back through the hole from the front side. Pinch the loop and the little tail you just shove through the hole. Get a little pull and just tighten everything up. There, it's that simple. I mean, there's like freaking sayings and stuff, well, nursery rhymes almost on how to do it. Like what's that thing? You made the rabbit hole. The rabbit come out of the hole. So that's, coming from the back so that he's coming to you. He come out of the hole. He seen something scared him. He went around the tree. He found the hole, went back in the hole. They're not hard to do. All you got to remember is if you wanted around a tree, an object, or whatever, after you make your loop, you're working in, go around whatever object you want it to be around, then shove your working in through the back of the hole, go around the standing, then back down the hole.
Yeah, see, I think that's what the problem I was having is. It was just driving me absolutely shit out.
If you want to practice your knots or whatever, or learn them, or just work on them, whatever, on your phone, Useful Knots. It's an app. It's free. It's got probably 500-600 different knots on there.
Oof.
Yeah. And there's another one, Animated Knots. That's an app on your phone. It's actually animated drawings showing the knot being tied without somebody's hands in the way. So you see what's going on. And you can adjust how fast or how slow the little animation plays. And they've got it divided up, camping knots, boating knots, sailing knots.
Right.
Climbing knots.
Prepping to Endure says Animated Knots is a great site.
Yeah.
Hey, Prepping. How are you, my friend?
Those two apps, I've learned to tie knots that I know I'll never have a use for because, I'm not a tree surgeon or an arborist or whatever you want to call them. But, knowing that I can tie like a climb heist or a distal hitch or whatever if I choose to, it's just cool to have that in the back of your mind, You bored, whip out a piece of paracord and start pedaling.
And it, like you said, it's wicked useful. Prepping to Endure says, remember, I learned this from a lineman. If you can't tie a knot, tie a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
Point, Prepping. But you can use it anywhere, whether, like you said, if you're on a trailer, on whatever,
Yeah.
Cutting a tree down, when you don't have a come along, if you whatever, and you wanna tie it to another tree and cause tension or what have you, and
I tell you,
it's everyday stuff. It's not like you're practicing doing knots and you're not going to use it. It's everyday stuff.
Yeah.
See, that's my problem. I don't use them enough to remember how to do it. Like every time I do a bowline, I know how to do it, but I have to concentrate and do it slow or it comes out backwards. Which still works, by the way, fairly well, but not as good as a bowline.
Yeah. I tell you another one that's really good for giving you a loop, especially if you need it somewhere on the line instead of one end.
Right.
Alpine Butterfly. That's a stupid easy one to tie.
Is that the one that makes 2 loops?
No, it gives you a loop, but you can. It almost looks like a pressing knot on each side of it. It'll have an X in the back, and there's the loop coming out, and you can use it to put 2 pieces of rope together to lengthen your rope. If you got a frayed spot in your rope, you need to isolate it. Just put the frayed spot in the loop, or if you want to make I think a lot of folks call them grunt lines. Just like a gear line to hang shit on.
Right.
10-foot section of cord, you can have however many you want to tie on there. You have individual loops to hook stuff on.
No shit.
Right on prepping, bowline and half hitches are the most common used.
Right.
Yep.
And good old square knot.
Yep.
Wouldn't trust my life to it, but
Well, forgive me if isn't the bowline, that's another, it gets a nice bite on whatever you're tying it to, right? And
yeah, it doesn't slip.
You won't right, it won't slip out on you.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep. And
It's
if you're
the big part of a bowline is it's easy to untie.
Yeah.
Right.
It gives you a stable loop that's simple to untie. It's non-jamming. And if you're worried that it might slip because of the rope you're using, a lot of your synthetics and polys, don't matter how tight you pull it, it's still going to slide. With just the tail that you tuck back through the hole, down there with the loop.
Put a stick through it.
Leave a little extra length on that tail. Put a half hitch around part of the loop. You've locked it. Dude, no knot can pass through another knot. Right. Even Houdini can't make that happen.
Well, I've seen on some videos like guys that hang hammocks or what have you like that.
Yeah.
Or ridge lines for their tents,
Mm-hmm.
or for their tops. Excuse me. They'll put a toggle in. They'll put like just a stick about as big as big as your finger, and then they'll put it in, give it a twist or two, and call it a day and walk away.
Yep. There again, you got that bowline or any other loop you can tie. Shove it through the ring of the grommet, the cord you've got for a loop. Throw a stick through it, pull it tight. You're good to go. This stuff's nowhere near as complicated as people make it. It's really not. I think that's where a lot of folks get hung up on. They're watching videos and they're reading in books like Ashley's Book of Knots or something like that. They get so hung up on the wording and there's like 40 steps to tie this knot, and in reality, there's 40 steps to it, but it's like 3 movements of 2 fingers and you're done.
Right.
Yeah.
Stump Digger Joe says it says Stump, I just tried that, works great. Now if I just remember how to use it. Prepping to endure says Alpine Butterfly keeps 95% of the rope strength.
That's pretty awesome.
MI Timberwookie says he likes the trucker's hitch for tightening a ridge line.
Yeah.
What's a truck? Trucker's hitch.
You put a loop in there anywhere.
That's the double loop, right? Where you hold it twice. You double loop it.
No, you'll run your ridge line. All right, you anchored on one tree. You go around the second tree. You put a loop in it somewhere along the way. Before you get to the second tree, right? Now, you run your tail through that loop, and you pull the shit out of it. It's making like a block and tackle or come along.
Right, and it comes over the it comes over the side of the tree.
Yeah, you just throw a half hitch on it, and boom, it's locked. Or you can even do a slippery hitch, so when you're ready to go in a hurry, just give it a yank, and it's all over with.
Yeah.
And me personally, as far as putting a loop in something, that Alpine Butterfly, I love it for a couple of reasons, especially when I learned a different way to tie it than what you see in all the books. Because all the books want you to make loops and twist and turn and flip and screw all that retarded shit. Take a piece of rope, cord, whatever, right? God gave you a hand. Just 1, 2, 3. Right? 3 times it went across the palm of your hand. Count them. 1, 2, 3. go under number 1, grab number 2, carry it over number 3, lift 1 and 3 up, and 2, pull it back through. Just grab both of these, give it a little pull, and just dress it up just a little bit. And it's done. That quick, that simple. And just like your bowline, it's got locks on it.
Right.
So it's stupid simple to untie, and you can load that line, or that loop. And that loop, doesn't matter what direction you want to load it in, cannot get it so tight that you can't undo it by just simply grabbing the little ears, just like on a bowline, fold them back, and the knot falls apart in your hand.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yep. I mean, it's,
And my Timothy says thanks for displaying that.
I might actually get off my backside and do a video showing it a little better. But I mean, yeah, knots are nowhere near as complicated as people make them, you know? You don't have to know the difference between a working and a standing and what a bite is and all. Make a friggin' loop, shove the other piece through the hole.
Some people that are teaching people to do knots, they use all that crap showing off. So they sound more important than what they, really are.
Right.
Right. They want to, like you just said, show off.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what the name of something is. Just show me how to make it work.
Right.
You know?
I'll tell you where I've seen some pretty impressive knots was this professional tree climber.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume they need to, right? I mean.
And his life depended on the stuff he was rigging.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That dude was whipping that rope around and coming up with these weird looking knots that, wow.
Yeah. And I'm sure he wasn't standing there, sitting there, whatever, hanging out in the tree, using all these fancy words and high-end terminology. He was like, you make a loop right here and you stick this in through that hole.
Yeah.
Well, it's like anything else. I mean, it's like, being in the Navy, right? You're on a ship for how many friggin' months, right?
Yeah.
You learn how to make knots because you need to.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of your what do you call it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about nowadays, but back in the old days, you made rank by being able to tie certain knots and hitches. That's why they're called like a midshipman's hitch.
Right.
You had to prove you could tie that before you could advance to that.
I'll tell you the stuff I like is where they braid the end back into the rope. That is so awesome.
Good night, Sandy. Thank you for coming in.
Good night,
Sandy.
Night, Miss Sandy.
Prep and Doing Door says just have to know the type of rope you're using, static or dynamic.
Yep.
M.I. Timoki says he's terrible with knots, but the few he knows comes in handy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Prep and to Endure says it's proficiency, just like anything else. Good point. Cap 7, welcome. How are you?
Right on. Welcome to the madness.
And Cab 7 says, I think I forgot how to do most of the knots since the Boy Scout days back in the 70s. That's all right, too.
It's not hard to pick them back up, dude. It's really not.
But like I said, you're out in the woods. When I'm up north, I'm out there and I'm cutting a tree down, or I'm, you know what I mean? Somebody's golf cart breaks down and I'm pulling, whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
Or I just want to hang a ridgeline for my wife so she can have a clothesline.
Yeah, I tell you what. As clean clothes hit the ground, your ass is going to be
exactly. Well, that's the whole thing, right? So you use the proper knot and a proper like was just written. Use the proper rope. Because obviously, it does take a genius to understand that 4 or 5 wet beach towels are going to weigh the shit down. So,
oh yeah,
but Hooligan.
The hooligan.
Not head either.
Not
My
head.
grandma told me I was selling something when I was little, right? Right on, hooligan. Great to see you, my friend.
I'm a knucklehead.
What's that?
I'm a knucklehead. He's a knothead.
Oh, knucklehead is in the old Harleys or just the old expression of knucklehead? I got you.
Hey,
Good to see you, hooligan.
Watch out for falling bowling balls.
Yeah, right.
You know who had a chat or a video out on? I think he did a chat on it. Was your sixth cupboard?
Yeah, he done a few of them. They were chats. He done a few videos on them too. He done one whole. God, it's like a 2.5, 3 hour chat on a. Crap! It's one of those things again. I don't know the name, but I know how to do it. It's using the ropes to get mechanical advantage. That way, by applying a little bit of effort, you can use a massive, exert a massive amount of force on something.
And him being a fireman, he needs to know everything and all that shit too. So.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, he is certified on all that low angle and high angle rescue and all that stuff too.
Right.
So.
But yeah, like I said, it's just basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not, you know, everyday stuff, I should say, right? Instead of basic.
Mm-hmm.
It's everyday stuff. It's not, oh, well, if this happens, I have to have that. If this, it ain't none of that. It's just basic stuff. It's kind of like my wife, who I said, hey, you're starting to prep. I think that's good. And that was probably the stupidest thing I said to her. She, oh, I'm not proud. And I see her buying this and buying that. And I said, okay, no problem. And so one day she had asked me, she was like, why did you say? I said, well, I look in the cupboard and I ask you to get certain stuff and you do, and you buy a lot of it at one time. I said, so, you know, come the winter, what have you, or, you know, because I don't get really hurricanes. We do, but we don't really, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So come the winter, when we get storms or whatever, we lose power. We could lose power for 3 days and still eat with no problem. And she goes, well, isn't that the whole idea? And I'm like, well, yeah. I said, so what are you doing? I said, you're preparing for an event that could occur, which makes you a what?
Yep.
Because she thinks that, you know, because I used to watch that prepping guy there that was out in the, he built a big fortress. It was on Discovery Channel.
That doomsday prepper stuff.
Doomsday prep. Yeah, I just, no, honey, no. No. I'm not saying you're him. I'm not saying you're a kook. No. I'm not asking you to live underground. I says my grandmother was. She didn't even know it, right? I go, yeah. She lived through the Depression, and said, I'm never gonna go through that again. Right. You know, I'm not gonna stand in line for food. I'm not gonna have my kids not be able to, you know. So, you know, at any point in time, you go to my grandmother's house, just upstairs in the cabinets was just unreal, and then you get down cellar.
Yep.
All right, you go down in the basement, and it's got, and you just shake your head. You know, she must have had. Oh, she had to have had 4 bags of rice down. And it was because it was only her and my aunt. She had to have 4 bags of rice in it. And then finally somebody told her to take it out of the thing and put it in a bucket. And so she finally did that. But she had more canned goods, more dry soups, more, you know, than you can shake a stick at.
Yep. I need to get off my butt and get into it more because I don't have shit here.
Right on, prepping. And one of these days, prepping, you know what I'm going to do, buddy? Hopefully you can find your way on here. Hopefully you can get a headset or something. I'd like to do a chat on a Friday night on the quagmire about prepping.
Well, but yeah, and Steve, your case, you definitely need to get busy doing something. God knows how many phone conversations we've had. Well, I want to get off here and see if I got a piece of bread to make a sandwich out of.
You're absolutely right, brother. Hey, I bought a dozen eggs today.
Cool.
I once stockpiled a bunch of food, and I thought I had plenty. You know, I was becoming a prepper before prepper was a word, and I had a lot stocked up in the basement in my food cupboard. But I never ever expected I'd be in hard times for 2 years or more, and it went fast. And I was in bad trouble. I thought I was all prepared for anything. I never expected to have hard times go for that long.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's amazing how quick that stuff goes too. I mean, like I say, yeah, you think you're covered for 5, 6, 10 years.
Right.
Nah.
No. That's a lot.
Hooligan. The only prepping I know is a pepperoni pizza.
Right.
Hey, I buy 2 at a time.
No, but it's funny because it's like, all right, so you guys being up there in Michigan, I know. All right, so it probably happens up there too. You know, it's Monday. It's Monday afternoon, and all of a sudden the thing comes across the fucking news and on the radio and all that, you know, we're going to get 12 inches of snow on Tuesday. Where's the first place everybody goes?
Grocery store.
Grocery store.
Yeah.
I learned
It's
that.
a gas station.
And it's like, why do you do that? It's like, and then they bitch about it. People will be on Facebook. Oh, I went to the store before the storm hit, and there's so many people in line.
Right.
Well, here's a thought. Here's a thought. Prior to the storm even coming, you should have had enough stuff in case you lost power for 3 days. You know?
And the thing is, I should know better because I've been through hurricanes when I lived in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I waited until the last day, went to the store. You couldn't buy a gallon of water for $20 if you had it.
Nope.
It was pitiful.
And my Timberwookie says, I keep my yard squirrels fat. Does that count? Absolutely, bro.
Right on.
Oh yeah, man. Food with a pulse, it don't spoil.
Yep. And I went through the big blackout of what was that, in the mid-90s?
No, that was 2003 or 4. That was a blast. Barbecue for 2 days.
Shoot,
Was it 3?
my neighborhood didn't have power for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The big blackout that hit Michigan and all up into Canada and all that shit.
New York City.
Yeah, the ice storm. Right? About 3 years ago?
It was some weird short circuit in Canada and it ended up flowing all the way down here.
We had an ice storm. We had an ice storm here of epic proportion. And there was people out of friggin' power for like a week and a half.
Right.
My boss was one of them. And I mean, he was all right, but he's got a wood stove. He's got, you know, but.
And my thing is, I am not going to starve and I'm not going to freeze to death. Because
Right.
I have a wood stove and I'll eat squirrels in my backyard. I'm not worried about that. But the thing is, what I need to get stocked up for so I don't have to go to town with the riot and do all that shit.
Prepper, what do you mean, bro? You think 96, Mikey? What do you? Am I thinking 1996? No. This was. No, this was way past 96 because it was at my job that I'm currently at now. I want to say no more than 5 years ago.
I'm starting to get the impression here that 96 was a really bad winter for everybody because that's when we had our big ice storm.
Right.
We had 100 and it wasn't our best year for snow, but we had I think we had like 117 inches of snow up here.
Damn. Let's see,
But it snowed every fucking day.
Yeah. Let's see, we get ice. We don't get snow. And in 96, I think everything went down. We were out of power and all for about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was kind of enjoying it, you know.
Right. It's cool once you get over the shock.
Yeah.
You get into the new rhythms of
Yep.
heating water when you need to wash up and stuff like that.
Yep. I'll be honest with you. When that ice storm hit, the biggest problem we had, I still had the Oscars in that big 55-gallon tank.
Right.
So to keep the fish tank warm, I was taking like Mountain Dew bottles and stuff like that, the liter bottles. Just heating water up, putting it in those bottles and floating those bottles in the tank to keep the tank temperature up.
Right.
And I had like 2 or 3 big candles. You had the doors to the cabinet up under it open. Had those big candles sitting in there trying to let the heat keep the water warm.
Right on.
But yeah, that was the biggest aggravation. The rest of it was like camping at the house,
Well, like you were saying, food with a pulse don't spoil.
That's right.
I bet you they wouldn't have got flushed. Maybe filleted.
Nah, because they'd been several different things going with them prior to that, different medications and such.
Oh.
And yeah, no.
Yeah,
I don't think they'd have.
Precious.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have been safe to chew on. So.
No, but it's. I'm definitely going to do a chat on that. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Be absolutely awesome.
All right, here's what we're going to do. It's 12:43 on the East Coast, a.m. We are going to say goodnight for tonight. All right. Also have several water filters. Good job there, Mr. Cab 7.
Right.
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
prepping to endorse as I'm thinking of using the right. Prepping to endorse as I'm thinking of using the 5-gallon jugs of water for his water storage.
Yeah.
Yep, and don't forget the tablets, right?
Or was it a drop or maybe
you're welcome,
drops of bleach?
Yeah, I don't know what that ratio is.
It's very little.
Yeah, it's no, but they have the tablets.
Iodine.
I have to look it up.
He's talking about the
every
water
gallon of water
purification
you're going to
tabs.
use X amount of.
Yeah, the tablets usually it's 1 to a quart, and you got to let it sit for a half hour.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get out of here, and we'll see everybody on Friday night on the Quagmire. I want to thank everybody. Plank, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Prepping to Endure, County Line Logging, Brian, Cab 7, all you guys, all the silent watchers and listeners, thank you. Uncle Kyle, as always, I hope you're not having too bad of a time. I hope they're not, Shalisa, it was awesome to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
awesome
been awesome having you on here, lady.
But we are going to say goodnight.
So the big question right now, Miss Shalisa, would you be interested in coming and hanging out with us again in the future?
We'll think about it. Of course I will.
Cool.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Good night, everybody.
Inviting.